can do. So today, guys, we are, I'll just say a little thing about the flow state approach to what we're doing. We obviously want to play this out in public. When we play it out in public, things are going to happen. We're going to have to try and do it again. We're going to get it wrong. So we are both practicing the thing itself as well as devising a workflow to ensure that when we are out in public, we know what is the best way to make sure it works right. And what we've established is that the first thing I need to put down is a short 1-bar loop, obviously, to set the tempo. But I also need to establish that that's right in a way that doesn't detract from the performance. So what you're about to see me is try and set down a 1-bar tempo, play a couple of notes over it to make sure it's in, record the first guitar part, and then Edgar's going to start playing. At a certain point, I'm going to cue you, and then you'll cut out while I record the chords. We'll have that as another textural thing. And we can separate it out so that we do the recording is only picking up one at a time or specific things to specific channels. But there's also value, I think, in just being able to work with the confines. Water, how do you do the dancing dino? You click the emotes button. Or you just look at the word and type the letters that it is represented. Okay, so an aspect of the workflow that I have to get used to is muting channels in order to record the guitar. We're still on Asturabum. We will move on to another tune soon. And we're currently muted. That's fine. So I'll get them out, unmute things, mute the channels. And then I see if it's in. Slows down just at the end. So we undo, we go again, we go again, we go again. After I've muted the channels. Unmute, and we try again. Now, I thought that was actually a tiny bit out, but I wanted to see our tolerance thresholds. Can we make it in even if it's out a little bit? Let's try, and all the mics are on, then we have a bit of a jam. Go. Too far out, right? All right. So I'm gonna try. We're gonna try one more time. We're gonna assess whether this is realistic in terms of reliable way of starting, or do we just cut it and just start with a pre-recorded set that we know is bang on. Yeah. So let's try it one more time. I'll try it one more time. And Hi, I'm just going to pause. I'm not going to try one more time. I keep trying to get it in time. I keep trying. I forget. You forget so easily. Hold on. Here we go. And the mics come on. Let's check it out. We see if it works. We see if it feels good. See if we can get it feeling really nice and crispy. Managed to put dude. We are gutted, but we're glad that you're getting better. What do we think? I mean, with a little bit of work, I still think that it's so fine and so crucial that I think we start with the thing set up perfect.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So what we can do. Okay, so I think then the players. I could and I will spend fucking ages just working again on my looping because I haven't done the looping for a while. But I don't want that. It's so fine and so bad if we have to stop that I think we just completely eliminate that chance of risk. And for each tune we're gonna play at the busking, we have one track pre-recorded with just a definite thing, and we don't rely on being able to loop it perfectly in time for the performance.
Yeah, that's it.
But again, we're also gonna try and take the looper out of it as much as possible. The only reason really that the looper's in it is because I can't play cello, bass, and other things at the same time. Because it's going to be Mark and Jason on guitars, not me doing both on the looper, Edgar on percussion, and myself on cello. So let's try a slightly different setup then, hey? Let's try... do you want to set up a loop?
No. Just play what's already...
Yeah, cool, okay. So...
we'll on that.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, so... Here we have the actual loop, and we're going to change the workflow slightly. And instead of now spending loads of time on the individual parts, let's look at the parts that we have already. So this is our guitar part. Now, I'm assuming... I'm not sure. Clave on the sequencer. That could be an idea. That's what I was trying to do with the guitar, Mark. I was trying to set up just a little clave. It might be an idea. We put a clave on the sequencer. Because it might be that even this loop isn't in time. But I also had plenty of time to get this. Do you want to have a try play with it? Bring in the bass line. Here it goes. first line it goes. I messed up. I messed that one up. So I think that this is a bit out, but it doesn't matter because it's all out with each other. But it's fine. So here's the first line. One more time. Here's the other one. I'm not sure how this evolves yet. I only ever played it once. I'll take off now, yeah? So I think that was out, obviously. Yeah. But it doesn't matter when it's just me. Yeah, absolutely. So the thing is, it doesn't matter when it's out because it's just me, because it'll always be out the same amount, and I just get used to it, and I can just kind of compensate for it in one loop. So the ones that are in enough for me to kind of loop over are not in enough for us to flow over. So we now need a new approach. Anyway. And we have several options. I think, Mark, I think that's a great idea with the sequencer to start it with. But I think we also have various options for short percussion loops that any of us could start it with, right? So let's... I would love to hand it over you to try starting it, but maybe I'll try one more with just like a cello brush. Okay. Because if I'm going to be performing this on cello and trying to loop the bass line, then that's going to be a thing. And let's take it back to our open. I've got cello now. Can you pass me my sticks, please? Hey, Walter, I'm so glad. We are very excited. This is, I'll let you know why we are pushing on this, guys. It's because on Wednesday I did a session very similar to this one, but with Jason, the guy who's been coming to the workshops for a while, who's now my student, and is also our rhythm guitarist in Thabo. So we now are ready to go out as 4 and play Afrobeat. The limitation being that for lead instruments to happen, I need to not be playing the cello. So we're trying to figure out a workflow whereby we can turn my Afrobeat music into our Afrobeat music in front of people live in the world. And unfortunately, until we can... Wow, all the strings are detuned. This weather is brutal. Oh my god, all the strings, dude. Oh. I think looped cello percussion is an absolute stormer. still a little bit sharp. All right, we go again. Level, sir. And this is, I think, because guitar is still hand and stuff, this will be my best way of getting it in. So, this time, there's a tenor guitar line part which we need, so I'll try and do that octaves. How does it go? So I'm going to try and do that octave up. So I might have to give myself a freeze of an E. No, but then it will loop the freeze. Okay, all right. No. Okay. Okay, one more time. Whole body. I think that's it. together, and I
Okay.
try and loop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I hit the thing without affecting my cello position? I turn my mic off, the cello mic is on, the room mic is on, and then. So let's just right now just groove. So now we're gonna. Wah. All right, well, guys, we're gonna go one step back now. We've tried various combinations of starting with the guitar, with cello percussion. I'm not really satisfied with any of them because it means I don't get to, and I think it's because I don't get to listen to Edgar and gel with him. So now I think we try us gelling first and then recording it. Yeah. So we're now going to take a chance. This has been very thinky so much. Thinky procedure pathways. This is the thinking part of your practice that you have to do in the practice room. Otherwise, you end up doing it on stage and everyone's watching you at a gig and you're like, hold on, shit, I need to think. This is not me playing music. This is me thinking music. I think it's actually, this is a super, I find this super valuable. I think this is a really good way of spending the evening. And Water, I'm glad you're liking it. This kind of will give you guys an insight perhaps into what it means to try and work on projects where not saying anything down on like not super technically difficult creative projects. They're wonderful. But when I'm trying to channel 15 years of my musical experience into making music with Edgar, and he's trying to channel his 20 years of drumming experience, and we have to try and figure out and not get frustrated in the process and not feel like we're under pressure to get it right. Because that is a surefire way to stop it being fun. And I'm having a fucking great time. We're still in the first tune. Such is life. I hope you enjoy the grooving with us. We're now just going to try and just take a bit and really sink into the vibe, I think, hey? And I'll take that mic off. We're still going there. I don't like this mic. I think that's the mic that's being compressed. So I think we'll take that one out. I just want it completely out. Bubba? Is that one? Check. Yeah, I think I'm getting a bit of compression from the thingy. So we'll turn that up a bit, turn this down. Actually, might even just take the phantom off. There we go, that should be good. I'm getting a lot of compression sounds from somewhere. Check. I just wanted... So, it is my voice going into the cello mic quietly and the compression trying to boost it and thereby boosting, I think, the noise of the fan on the computer. Okay, it's fine. It's just not dead quiet. It's fine. So let's start it super simply.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do 2s and 4s, yeah? And whenever you want, you can come in. Yeah. Bye.